A to B.
He's got a gun!
Perhaps you've thought about what you would do if confronted by someone with a gun on campus, or what you would do if you heard gunshots nearby, or if you were in a classroom and a gunman barged in. While we hope this never happens, we need you to be ready to act, and act quickly. If you thought about this ahead of time, you will increase your chances of survival.
If you remember one word, remember the word out. Figure out, get out, call out, hide out, keep out, take out. First, figure out the situation you're facing. Then your best option, if possible, is to get out of the room. Leave the area. Run in the opposite direction. Climb out a window if you're on a lower level. Get yourself to a place of safety and put as much distance as you can between yourself and the shooter. Once you've made it to a safe place, call out. Call 911. If you don't have a cell phone, use an office phone, a pay phone, or use a campus emergency phone. Remember, run and hide first, then call 911.
Campus police, what's your emergency?
Give the operator the location and as many details about the situation as you can. For example, the number of shooters, their descriptions, the direction in which they're headed.
I only saw one. He was running towards Cleveland Avenue.
Don't assume someone else has called 911. The more calls police receive, the better picture they will have of the situation and the suspect.
Do you have a description of the shooter?
He was wearing a black hoodie.
If you only heard gunshots but didn't see anyone, your call may still help police follow the shooter's movements.
Okay, I'll stay here.
Once you call to 911, don't call anyone else. The 911 operator might need to call you back. If you can't call out, hide out.
Was that gunshots?
Get under a desk or in a closet. If a room appears empty, there's a better chance the shooter will pass it by. When police arrive, keep in mind that they don't know who you are.
Hands, show me your hands, show me your hands.
A shooter can easily pose as a hiding victim. Until the actual suspect has been caught, police treat everyone they come across as a potential threat. Identify yourself and then follow their instructions.
Stay down, lock the door.
If you have to hide out, make sure you're able to keep out the suspect. Barricade the door, lock windows. Use a desk, table, chair, or whatever is available to prevent the shooter from entering. A doorstop or a notebook can be used to jam the door shut. Anything you can do to keep a barrier between you and the shooter to shield you and to delay the shooter's progress makes it more likely that help will arrive in time. In a worst-case scenario, if the shooter has already entered your immediate vicinity and there's no way out, you need to be prepared to take out the intruder. In other words, you may need to put up a fight.
He's got a gun!
Even if you throw a book or an object, it could be enough to distract the shooter long enough for you to others to make a move. At this point, you may literally be fighting for your life. So remember the 6 outs. Figure out. Then, if at all possible, get out of your immediate area to a place of safety. Once you're safe, call 911. If you can't get out, find a place to hide and stay there until help arrives. When help arrives, follow police instructions. If you can, lock and barricade the door. Then come up with a plan if the shooter manages to break in. And finally, if there's no other option, take the shooter out using whatever means necessary.
I'm Kellie Brennan, Director of Student Conduct at Columbus State. If you see something suspicious on campus, it's very important that you report it to someone. Things like a concerning comment that you might overhear, something strange that is written in a classroom, something that you see that could be threatening or just odd. You can call the police at 287-2525. If you see something, say something.